Guys, welcome back. Today we have a trade to announce between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights, and a 1-for-1 deal completed in the middle of the offseason and in the middle of the offseason for the Montreal Canadiens. And I'll just say this, before we even get into the details, I like this trade a lot for the Habs. But when it comes to this Habs and Golden Knights deal, who gets the best of this one? What are the trade details and which team wins, Montreal or Vegas? Watch till the end for all the trade details, all the news, and all my thoughts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are new, 50% of you guys are not subscribed. This is the place to be for all the hockey content you need. Now let's actually go to the trade details here. The Montreal Canadiens announce a deal with the Vegas Golden Knights, where the Golden Knights will get Shea Weber's contract, and the Montreal Canadiens will get Evgenii Dadanov 1-for-1. Nothing else apparently is involved in this deal. And I just gotta say this, raw reaction starting off the bat, this is an amazing trade for the Habs to make, even though I guess it doesn't really mean too much for the future. At the same time, we all know that Shea Weber is pretty much retired at this point. He's not going to play another game in the NHL, and to be able to get Dadanov as well for free, I think it's pretty much perfect for what Montreal should do with their cap space situation. Now, the biggest thing here is, well, for Vegas, they get rid of Dadonov's contract, and it's about $2.8 million off the books when they bring in Weber, and if they have him on LTIR, that'll be some pretty big cap relief for Vegas to get rid of, which is really the biggest part in this trade for them. We obviously saw with the Dadanov trade with Anaheim how there were some big troubles with that around the trade deadline, and Dadanov ended up coming through for them, but they do still get a Dadanov trade, and they get a lot of those cap space off the books, which for, again, the Golden Knights in this offseason especially is going to be really important. But for the Habs, we look at how good Dadanov has played, and in 78 games this year, got 43 points. It was really good down the stretch for the Vegas Golden Knights, and you just compare, I mean, in 2021, it was pretty much his lowest point in the past few years. The guy had 20 points, 13 goals in 55 games, but you look in 2020, 47 points in 69 games, in 2019, 70 points in 82 games. When this guy is rolling and when this guy gets his opportunity, to me, this is a player that can be on your top six, be excellent on a power play, and be worth the deal. For Vegas, it wasn't quite that way with how, of course, early in the season, he wasn't really getting too much ice time. But in Montreal, I could kind of see it being like a Tomas Tatar situation, where if you give him that opportunity, which I think for Montreal, they'll have that next year, if you give him those opportunities in the power play, he could be a excellent and effective offensive player. And you look at the risk, there's no risk for Montreal, even though they do take on some cap space or they do take on some cap that they really don't want to. At the same time, if you're still Montreal, you have cap space to give up, and you might as well take a player for free who will be excellent with some of the young playmakers they already have. So to me, when you look at the fit of Dadanov on this team, to me it makes perfect sense. And again, you go on to what Shea Weber's contract is, and it also makes sense for him. He's been across the dead cap and everything, and he'll now be factoring in to the Vegas Golden Knights. But again, just thinking about this trade and thinking about it, it's effective for Montreal. It's worth it for the Vegas Golden Knights to get rid of Dadonov's cap, even though, again, he was pretty valuable for them in the second half after they tried to trade for him. And to me, this deal just makes a ton of sense for both sides. With Vegas, they're going to obviously probably put him in LTIR or something there, and for the Habs, they get a solid top six winger that for Vegas, they just weren't able to afford for much long term. Now, for the Montreal Canadiens, will they be able to keep Dadanov for a long time? Probably not. Will he factor into the future of this team for a long time? Probably not. But at the same time, he's a pretty interesting get, and I don't know. I feel like him in Montreal could be really interesting. And obviously, cap friendly's already updated here. Shea Weber gonna be on LTR. But when we look at Dadanov, he's going to be really interesting. With Dadanov a new factor in, of course, he's going to be probably on that left wing, I'd assume. But he obviously had that modified no trade clause that we saw affecting that Anaheim deal. But again, he's 33. He'll be a UFA after next year. Likely not going to be a long-term guy, but who cares? It's a top six player that they pretty much get for free. And again, involving some of those younger playmakers, I think he could do quite well. I mean, him alongside maybe a wing of Christian Dvorak, I think would be pretty interesting. And you already have quite a few snipers there with Anderson being a part of that, Hoffman being a part of that when he is on his game. But at the same time, still, it's a worthy trade for him. And I feel like just having that power play option and having that extra top 6 winger, to me, that's perfect. I don't think the Montreal Canadiens need to even do that much else. They could just get this free player right there, and it's a pretty effective offseason for some of that 4 groups. So for me, the more I'm talking about it, the more I think it's a win-win trade for both teams. I do still think it's a big win for Montreal, and seeing Shea Weber gone does hurt quite a bit, but at the same time, you get a free player for a guy that was never going to play another game for you. So I think it makes a ton of sense for both teams, and it's a pretty solid and effective hockey trade. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this. I think it's a win for Montreal, but who do you guys think wins more in this deal, Montreal or the Vegas Golden Knights? What do you think of Dadanov? How do you think he'll factor into this Habs lineup? And what do you think as well Vegas could do with that extra cap space with Dadanov off the books? Let us know your thoughts down below. Make sure you comment, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.